I've just been putting together lots of things that I'm going to be needing tomorrow when I do the 3 Peaks Challenge, the Yorkshire 3 Peaks Challenge with my wife. I put all the stuff together. I thought I'll do a video, I'll put it on YouTube, see if anybody watches it. We're no experts when it comes to doing big walks, but we do plenty of walking and we've learned some things over the years. So I just wanted to share some of the things that I think I need. And if you do the walk, please share some of the things that you think are useful too, things that you've learned as well. So let's see what I've got. So the most important thing, first of all, is making sure that you've got good shoes. So I've got some good walking boots. I've walked these in over a couple of seasons. But what I found is that I've got very high arches. And so if I do a day's walking, normally there is a bit of pain. So I invested in getting these arch supports. Done a couple of test walks the last couple of weeks and it seems much better. So it might just be something that you need to have a look at as well if you've got high arches. I think it's more common than I realised. Equally, some good walking socks, some proper ones. No matter what time of year it is, I think you need hat and gloves, some decent ones. One thing that I have learned over the years is the importance of lycra underwear, particularly when you're doing a long walk, so things don't chafe too much. Equally, Vaseline for feet and other areas can come in quite useful. Having some sun cream, you're out there for a long time, so it is useful just to have it in there. Even if it's a dull day, you're going to be out there for most of the day. It's usually up to sort of 10, 12 hours for most people, for a lot of people. Have breathable top that you can wear and do things in layers, as people always say. So make sure that you've got something like a good fleece to wear and a good jacket. Even if it's going to be a sunny day, take a jacket with you, because once you're up on the top of Pen-y-Ghent and Whernside, you know, the wind can whistle through and you'll certainly need it. My wife likes to use walking sticks. I don't really like the poles, but that's something that you might also want to consider. And some good breathable walking pants are very useful. You can do it wearing other things, but when you're doing a big walk, it's just important to be comfortable, I think. It's a big enough challenge without adding to it. We're going to be starting off from Chapel le Dale, and one of the advantages of doing that and going round up to Ingleborough, Pen-y-Ghent and then Whernside is that when you get down to the Ribblehead Viaduct, you've got an option. If you've had enough, then you can walk back along the road to Chapel le Dale. It's a couple of miles. So something that is useful to have, particularly if you're walking along the road, I've got some cycling lights and I've just got a head thing, you know, and I can clip cycling lights, torches onto it, just so you can be seen as you're walking along that busy road. Hopefully it's going to be good daylight when you're doing it, because you only tend to do this when it's sort of April through towards the end of summer when the daylight's good. Food-wise, take lots. Make sure you've got lots of carbs. You don't want to be carrying too much with you. It's kind of getting that balance. When you get to Ribblehead Viaduct, what you can do is you can store something. So I'm going to be driving there in the morning before we set off. It's only a couple of miles. I'm going to be leaving some water there. I'm going to be hiding it somewhere, and I'm going to be leaving some food as well. So I don't need to carry it around with me. And when I get down to there, I can just pick it up, and hopefully that'll get me round Whernside. At that point, I think it's going to be important really to be kind of going for anything you like, anything sugary, things that are going to give you an energy boost fairly quickly. But in terms of food, I'm going to be taking rubbish, really. It's one of the times when you can take things like sausage rolls and pork pies and crisps, and so there's going to be a lot of that I'm going to be taking. With water, they recommend that you have 2 litres per mountain, so 6 litres of water. What I do is, I've got one of these rucksacks, and on each side it's got a place, so I don't need to take this off my back to have a drink. I can just take it out and put it around my back and slot it back in again. So that makes it really useful. But I'd make sure that when I set off, I'm going to be taking at least that with me. When I get to Horton in Ribblesdale, there's toilets there and there is a shop, and so I should be able to get some more water there. And then once I get round to the viaduct, I can pick up my supplies, and that should take me round to the end. With the rucksack, make sure that you've got a decent rucksack and have one that has got the waist support, because when you've been walking for about 10 miles, you'll really start to feel it on the shoulders. So don't just go with a day pack for something like this. Go with something that's reasonable. Obviously, you'll need a map. You need to know where you're going. So, I mean, I've just got a very simple Ordnance Survey map here, and I've marked the route on it. This is really a backup for me, though. What I tend to use more, and I use it on my phone, I subscribe to the Ordnance Survey app. It's about £20 a year. And for that, what I can do is I can plan my own routes. I can see where I am on GPS. So this is the route that I've planned for tomorrow, and I should be able to see exactly where I am. So I'll just have that on my phone. And I've got an extra battery pack that connects to my phone, so that I'm not going to run out of juice as I'm going around, and I can always keep recharging my battery. Some of it, what I'm saying, is overkill, really, but I think it's best to be prepared for something like this. So I wish you all the best if you do the walk, and give me some feedback on whether this has been useful and how your walk's gone. Thanks very much.